Hi everybody, welcome back. This is Listen. This episode is about it's from Interstellar, the scene with the giant wave on Miller's planet. We're diving into one of the most dramatic scenes of the movie. Miller's planet is the world where time moves differently and where a giant wave the size of a mountain becomes a symbol of danger, of sacrifice, and it describes the unstoppable laws of physics. Let's get into it. So, picture this. Cooper and the crew of the Endurance, they've just arrived in a new galaxy after traveling through a wormhole. A wormhole is a tunnel-like passage through space-time that allows you to move huge distances instantly. Their mission is simple: to find a habitable planet, meaning a planet that humans can live on, before Earth becomes uninhabitable. The first planet on their list is Miller's planet. This is a world orbiting extremely close to a black hole called Gargantua. And because it's close to this black hole, time is distorted here. It's changed. And this effect, this distortion, this time distortion, we actually call time dilation. It's a scientific idea where time moves slower for one person than another because of gravity or speed. Time dilation sounds complicated, but basically it's just a clock that ticks much more slowly the closer you are to a huge source of gravity. And on Miller's planet, which is near this black hole, which is exerting this force, this gravitational force, 1 hour is equal to 7 years on Earth. So let that sink in. That means to become clear. Let that become clear. Let that sink in. 1 hour equals 7 years on Earth. As soon as they land on this planet, everything feels wrong. The surface looks like shallow water stretching to the horizon. The air is very calm, too calm, and you can sense that something is about to go wrong, meaning you can feel something without being told about it. You can sense something is going to go wrong in this scene. The landing actually sets off a sequence of mistakes. To set off means to trigger something or to start a chain of events. So the actual landing triggers a sequence of mistakes, pressure, and tragedy. They are searching for Dr. Miller, an astronaut who landed on this planet, to evaluate the place, to research the place. They find her beacon. A beacon is a signal that guides you to a location, but there's no sign of her. And Brand sees the wreckage of her craft, of her ship. She says her wreckage hasn't had time to spread out. To spread out means to expand or gradually move across an area, to spread out. Brand says her wreckage hasn't had time to spread out yet, but the ship crashed hours ago, and that means years have passed back on Earth. This moment is to remind us that time is the actual enemy here. So the team is collecting samples. Cooper, he looks at the horizon and he sees what he thinks are mountains. Huge, dark shapes rising in the distance. But Brand immediately realizes what they are. She says, those aren't mountains, they're waves. The idiom here is a sinking feeling, meaning a sudden sense of fear or dread. And that's what they feel when the truth hits them. These waves, they are colossal. Colossal means extremely large, huge, colossal. And they are so tall, they look like mountains made of water. That's what they're looking at. So the first of these giant waves is coming straight for them. It's closing in on them, meaning it's moving towards someone or something in a threatening way. So the wave is closing in on the team fast. They try to run back to the ship, but the water is too shallow and sort of sticky. Every step feels like running through glue. And Doyle, one of the crew members, hesitates. To hesitate means to pause because you are unsure or afraid of something. You hesitate. And in this world, hesitation is deadly. The wave slams into them, meaning it hits them with great force. It slams into them. And Doyle is swept away, carried off violently by the water. It's brutal, it's sudden, it's unfair, and the message here is that nature doesn't negotiate. It's painfully realistic. After this wave passes, the world looks calm again, as if nothing happened. And this contrast makes the tragedy heavier. The atmosphere is much darker. Brand blames herself. She delayed them by collecting data. Cooper, he's furious. And he's scared. The fear is hiding behind his anger. He knows every minute on this planet equals years back home. A good idiom here is time is of the essence. This means every second counts in a critical situation. Time is of the essence here. And this isn't just a saying on Miller's planet, it's literal science. Then there's a second wave. Just as they try to lift off, they see a second enormous wave forming, growing behind them. And the ship won't rise fast enough. It won't rise quickly enough. Water floods the engines. To flood means to fill completely with liquid. Water floods the engines. And this creates a moment of pure suspense. Suspense is a feeling of nervous excitement before something happens. Will they escape? Will they be crushed? And you can say you can feel your heart in your throat. This is an idiom that means you are extremely nervous when your heart is in your throat. But finally the engines, they heat up. The water drains and the ship lifts just seconds before the wave crashes into them. So they survive, but at a huge cost. The cost is 23 years lost. This is the emotional punch of the entire scene, the message of the scene. Because of the delay caused by the waves, by Doyle's death, and by the struggle to relaunch, 23 years have passed on Earth. 23 years. It's useful here to understand to slip away, meaning to disappear gradually. Time is literally slipping away from Cooper. And when they return to the Endurance, Romilly, the scientist who stayed on the ship, he's aged dramatically. He's spent decades alone, waiting for them, watching messages from Earth, and living with the psychological weight of isolation. This is the real tragedy of Miller's Planet. The real message here. It's not the wave, it's not the danger, but time disappears forever. So this giant wave scene is a very cool action moment, but it's teaching several deeper ideas. The first is that nature is indifferent. Nature doesn't help us or hurt us with intention. It simply exists. We express this with an idiom. We say it is what it is. It means we must accept reality, even if we don't like it. And time is the true enemy. You can fight gravity, you can fight water, but you can't fight time. A third lesson, emotion has consequences. Brand hesitated out of curiosity. Doyle hesitated out of fear. And the mission paid the price for these two emotions. So the scene on Miller's Planet is unforgettable because it takes something we understand emotionally, fear of drowning, fear of running out of time, and it connects it with some of the most advanced physics we have. It reminds us that choices matter, hesitation has a cost, but that time is more valuable than we think. It's not the wave that breaks us. It's what the wave takes away. A quick summary of some of the key vocabulary here. A wormhole is a theoretical tunnel through space-time that allows instant travel across vast distances. Habitable just means suitable for human life. Time dilation is when time moves more slowly because of gravity or speed. A beacon is a signal that shows a location. Wreckage, this is the remains of something destroyed. Colossal, extremely large. To hesitate is to pause due to uncertainty or fear. And to flood is to fill completely with liquid. Suspense, anxious excitement about what will happen next. And isolation is being completely alone or separated from others. A few of the phrasal verbs we used: to sink in. This is when something becomes emotionally or mentally understood. We say, let that sink in for a moment. To set off is to trigger or start something. Spread out, to expand or to cover a wider area. When you hear to close in on, this means to move closer in a threatening way. To slam into, this is to hit with great force. And to sweep away is to carry off violently. They were almost swept away by the wave. To slip away is to disappear gradually. We talk about a sinking feeling. This is a sudden fear or dread. And we say that time is of the essence. This means time is extremely important. Time is of the essence here. When your heart is in your throat, this is a way of expressing that you are feeling extreme fear or anxiety. Or when we say, it is what it is, this is an acceptance of an unavoidable reality. It is what it is. And that's everything. Thank you for listening. Don't forget to share, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next episode. Until then, bye-bye for now.